Having considered all the grounds of appeal relied upon by both Mr. Zuma and Thales, I am not persuaded that there are prospects of success on appeal, neither am I persuaded that there are compelling reasons to grant leave to appeal.
And with those words, Judge Cili dashing the hopes of former President Jacob Zuma and French arms manufacturer Thales of getting their corruption charges dropped against them. But legal analysts weren't surprised.
Judge Cili today took us step by step of every ground of appeal that had been brought by the two accused. And in all of them, he arrived at one conclusion to say he is not persuaded that any other court will arrive at any different conclusion from what is here. And of course, there was something that stood out, of course, that was argued by Advocate Dalimpo for SC to the extent of mischaracterization. And remember that there was an argument to the extent that the judge misdirected himself in focusing on section 35(3)D instead of 35(3)I. And Judge Cili says, I do not think that that argument finds application on the basis that the ruling was specific, that it dealt much with the right to adduce and challenge evidence.
The real surprise was when Judge Cili decided not to make a ruling, for now at least, on the NPA's application to have Zuma's corruption trial begin as soon as possible. For that, he set a late April date.
It was surprising to hear the judge saying, I want to hear what the SA is going to state first and then I can be able to move on. Maybe it's going to assist them in terms of the legal principles that the SA will come to, but the facts are substantially different. But I think it's those legal principles that they would want to determine first before they want to move on. A bit of chance taking, because if that particular matter delays, it means this one is going to delay too.
But isn't it perhaps an effort on the judge's part to kind of deal with the Stalingrad argument of the NPA? In other words, close the gap, so to speak.
It is, but it's not one strategy which is foolproof, because they are dependent on other variables that are there. If today the judgment has not been issued, what assurances do you have that by April it would have been issued? Most importantly, issued within time so that you're able to write your judgment also. So there's a lot which is going to ride on it.
And so the former president leaves to fight another day, which means another delay for a case that has been alive for about 20 years now. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I am Vuyo Mvoko at the Pietermaritzburg High Court.